From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A pleasant evening. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charitamani Prarachi, and let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news.
Bilateral discussions between the President and the Chinese Defense Minister. Provision of the second dose of the COVID vaccine begins. The corona variant currently being spread in Britain has been identified in several areas in Sri Lanka. The GCE advanced level results are scheduled to be released within this week. The cabinet approval to ban importation of chemical fertilizer and pesticides. India's corona-related deaths exceed 200,000. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's aunt also dies from corona disease.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with local stories. Chinese State Councillor and Minister of Defence General Wei Fengyi, who has arrived in the island on a two-day official visit, has met President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa today. The aim of the visit of the minister, who has arrived last night, is to further strengthen the cooperation between China and Sri Lanka. An official meeting between the Chinese Defense Minister and President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has taken place at the President's office this morning. The visiting minister was warmly welcomed by the President's Secretary P.B. Jayasundara and Foreign Secretary retired Admiral Jayanath Kolombage. The minister told the media that the bilateral talks between himself and the President have been productive. He has also expressed hope that his visit would further strengthen the existing relations between two countries. The Chinese Defense Minister has also placed his signature in the book reserved for special invitees at the President's office. Defence Minister Wei Fengyi has also conducted bilateral talks with Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister has extended his gratitude to the Minister for deciding to visit Sri Lanka, disregarding the existing corona pandemic. The Prime Minister has also recalled that several high-ranking delegations of China have visited Sri Lanka amidst the pandemic situation, adding that the current meeting will also strengthen the friendly bilateral relations. He has also further stated that Sri Lanka hopes that the continuous assistance of the Chinese government will be extended on Sri Lanka to deal with the pandemic situation.
Honourable Minister, I think we can agree that it has now become very clear to the entire world that vaccines will be the only way to overcome this pandemic. On that front, on behalf of all Sri Lankans, I extend my sincere appreciation for the generous donation of 600,000 doses of Sinopharm vaccines and personal protective equipment since the outbreak of the pandemic. We look forward to China's continued support in dealing with this crisis. Our government has decided not to pursue countrywide lockdowns due to the impact such lockdowns have on our economy and society. I am sure you agree that there is still a lot that needs to be done for the post-pandemic economic recovery. One of our main priorities in this effort is to attract investment from around the world. I look forward to your support in rebuilding investor confidence in Sri Lanka. Honourable Minister, I thank you once again for your visit and look forward to working closely with you and your government to overcome the challenges posed by the pandemic and further enhance our cooperation.
Provision of the second dose in the COVID-19 prevention vaccination program has commenced today under the direction of State Minister Professor Channa Jayasumana. He was present on the occasion of inoculating employees of the Colombo Central Government Hospital in Maligavatta. Inoculation of the first dose has commenced in January of this year. Under this program, 925,000 persons have been vaccinated. Prominence has been given to health workers, physicians and frontline groups, including the Sri Lanka Army. State Minister Professor Channa Jayasumana said that priority will be given to the same groups in the inoculation of the second dose of vaccine as well. State Minister Professor ChannelEye Rupavahini said that they have in their possession 350,000 doses of the vaccine. He added that a fear has been created in the country regarding an oxygen shortage following the media exposure on the situation in India. The State Minister added that there is no possibility of the occurrence of such a situation in Sri Lanka. The threat of an oxygen shortage in the island is very much low. He added that, however, if any emergency arises, they would take appropriate measures. State Minister Professor Rupavahini further said that with the onset of the third wave, beds in the intensive care units in hospitals have been fully taken over by COVID patients. The State Minister added that therefore they have decided to use the beds in intensive care units. Vaccination programs have also been conducted at the community centre in Dali Road, Colombo 10, as well as at the Bazaar Maternity Home in front of the Sukatadasa Stadium in Colombo 14. Measures have been taken to inoculate the second dose in 800 officials. Inoculation of the second dose of the AstraZeneca Covishield vaccine to the Sri Lanka Army officials engaged in front of road duties. The state of the Lunava District Hospital in Moratuwa have also been inoculated with the second dose of vaccine today. Provision of the second dose of the vaccine to health staff in the health division in Piliandala, Kaspav and Burlasgamu has taken place at the Piliandala District Hospital today.
And the Department of Immunology and Molecular Medicine of the University of Sri Javardhanapura says that the B117 corona variant currently being spread in Britain has been found in infected persons in several parts of Sri Lanka. Director of the institute, Dr. Chandimaji Vandana, says that the variant has been identified in the afflicted persons in Colombo, Borlasgamua and Kurunegala. He further says that the variant has been responsible for the rapid spread of the virus in many areas in the island. The variant has been detected upon testing of 43 samples received from residents in Colombo, Kurunegala and Borlasgamua.
The University of Sri Javardhanapura carried out genetic sequencing for the to identify the currently circulating viral strain in Sri Lanka over the last 1 week, and today morning we have confirmed that the currently circulating viral strain is B117, that is the UK variant. So it's exactly similar to the one which was found in UK, and we have found them in samples obtained from Colombo, Burlasgamu and Kurunegala. The significance of this strain is it has a 55% mortality rate and 50% high transmissibility compared to the wild type, that is the virus which we have previously known. So I think we have already given that report to the Ministry of Health, and all the necessary authorities have been alarmed on the circulation of this variant, which will have a very important public health issues in the future. So I think that's the in summary, that the current circulating viral strain is B117 UK strain.
Now we have the global update of the COVID pandemic. India has reported a record rise in deaths from COVID-19 over the last 24 hours, taking its total fatalities past the 200,000 mark, while overall daily cases rose by a record 360,960. COVID-19 has killed more than 3.1 million people and infected over 149 million others globally.
The devastating hit of the second wave of coronavirus has reported more than 3,290 new deaths. India's total number of fatalities and the overall number of cases now stands nearly 18 million. Experts and epidemiological modelers believe that the real number of COVID-19 cases and fatalities could be much higher. Hospitals across the country are reporting a shortage of medical oxygen and beds. Even crematoriums are running out of space, with funerals held in parking lots and parks turned into temporary cremation grounds. Indians are struggling to register online for a mass vaccination drive set to begin next month. The country, which is one of the world's biggest producers of vaccines, does not yet have the stocks for an estimated 600 million people becoming eligible, on top of the ongoing effort to inoculate the elderly and people with other medical medical conditions. The World Health Organization has said that a variant of COVID-19 feared to be contributing to a surge in coronavirus cases in India has been found in over a dozen countries. The United Nations Health Agency stated that the variant of COVID-19 which was found in India had been detected at least among 17 other countries. Meanwhile, the United States has relaxed travel restrictions, allowing foreign students to return to school campuses for the fall semester. The United States State Department issued a statement announcing that a newly elected President Joe Biden's administration has decided on easing travel restrictions on Chinese and other international students into the United States this fall. Reports also states the change could provide financial help to some colleges whose enrollments declined during the coronavirus pandemic. Students, scholars and journalists who have obtained visas to the United States will not be subjected to the restriction on entry into the country, while related personnel do not need to complete the 14-day quarantine in a third country before entering the United States. Subsequently, China's foreign minister mentioned in a news briefing today that it is a positive step for the United States to ease COVID-19 restrictions on Chinese students and other international students into the United States this fall.
And now moving to the local update of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Wellavaya urban limits, Vehrayaya and Kottambagahaboka Gramalidahari divisions in Wellavaya police divisions in Manaragala and the Rahatangama Gramalidahari division in Boothila police division have been isolated with effect from 6 a.m. today. The Kumaragama Gramalidahari division in Uhana police division, the Ampara district and the Alugola Gramalidahari division in Navala police division in Matala district have also come under isolation with effect from 6 a.m. It has also been found out that 19 persons, including businessmen and employees at business places in the Avisavila town, have been infected with the COVID-19 disease. As a result, several Satosa branches, textile sales outlets and several other business places in the Avisavila and Puakpiti areas have been temporarily closed down. 25 corona-infected persons have already been identified in villages surrounding the Lakshapana hydropower electricity generation station. They including 14 persons of Vakama in Lakshapana, 6 persons in Lakshapana 6th Pools and 5 employees at the Lakshapana hydropower electricity generation centre. Our correspondent says that the mayor of Ambalanguda has also been identified as a COVID-19 patient. Accordingly, the office and the public library of the Ambalanguda Urban Council have been closed down till the 30th of this month. 3 officers attached to the Kottav entrance of the Southern Expressway have also found out to be infected with COVID-19 disease. As a result, the entrance has been temporarily closed down since this morning. However, the highway remains open for ambulances and buses. The Road Development Authority informs the users of the Southern Expressway to use the alternative entrance in Athuragiriya and Kahatudua. 9 persons who have attended the wedding ceremony have also found out to be infected with the COVID-19 disease, and it has also been reported that these patients were residents in the villages of Uyantan Billava and Kowana in the Mallowa Medical Officers Health Division. 145 persons who have neglected to follow protective health measures have been arrested in the last 24 hours that ended at 6 a.m. today, and so far 3,900 persons have been taken into custody for violating health guidelines. Chairman and a secretary of a Kovil in Vannarpanni in Jaffna have been taken into police custody for failing to follow health guidelines in conducting a Theiru festival in the area recently. Legal action are to be taken against them. Governor of the Northern Province P.S.M. Charles requests the people in the Northern Province to refrain from arriving at Kovils and other religious places by taking into consideration of the threatening situation. A total of 1,451 COVID-19 patients were detected today. Meanwhile, 227 recoveries were also reported today. So far, the total recoveries in the country has increased up to 95,083 and at a percentage of 91.01. A total of 8,737 COVID-19 patients are still receiving treatments in hospitals. 8 COVID-19 related deaths have been reported yesterday. 7 of the victims were males and the other are female. They were residents of Polgolla, Hettipola, Mathugama, Nugegoda, Pandipitiya, Ambagaha Palace, Wattala and Sri Javardhanapura.
අපි ඉංගලන්තේ වහන්න කිව්වම රටක් හැටියට වහලා තිබ්බ නැවත
Minister Prasanna Ratunga says that a decision will be taken later on regarding closure of airports and restrictions of the arrival of tourists based on health recommendations.
බුබුලක් කරා තමයි ලංකාවට ඒ අය එන්නේ. ඒ අය ආවයින් පස්සේ සංචාරක ගෙන්නන විදියට ඒ අය මෙතෙක් කල් ආවා. නමුත් පවතින තත්ත්වයක් එක්ක ක්‍රමවේදය වෙනස් කරලා මේ වෙනකොට සංචාරකයන්ට ගෙන එක level 1 හෝටල් වල ඉන්න ඒ ඉන්දියාවෙන් එන කණ්ඩායම්. ඒගොල්ලන්ව අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම හෝටලේ කාමරය තුල රඳවෙන්න ක්‍රමවේදයක් එක්ක තමයි දැන් කටයුතු කරන්නේ.
Yesterday, Sri Lanka reported 1,111 cases of COVID-19. This is the reported highest number of cases in a single day in the country. These cases are scattered in many areas of the country, but there are some mini clusters also. But most of these cases are that people known to us who are under quarantining after first contact of a COVID-19 patient. But in addition to that, we are experiencing that more and more number of cases are reporting at outpatients department who come with signs and symptoms of COVID-19. So because of that we have to accept that this disease is that in many part of the countries, and if you are going out to the society, the person who knows you or the person that who is strange to you may be having COVID-19. So because of that, all the people should adhere to the health guidelines, prevent the similar scenario in our country, that we have to identify the cases as early as possible, and then we will be able to prevent spreading of the disease, and also it will help us to prevent having complications, and also that ending the disease in a death, that we will be able to prevent that if that we can identify these cases earliest possible time. So because of that, if anybody is having COVID-19 like symptoms like fever, cough, cold, sore throat, and then the chest pain and the difficulty in breathing, that they should promptly come to a health, should seek health advice, medical advice, and also if necessary should get a test done. So because of that, we ask all the people, if they are having symptoms, signs and symptoms of COVID-19, don't wait at home, should come to a hospital, seek medical attention.
Minister Professor G.L. Piri says that results of the GCE Advanced Level Examination will be released within a week. The minister at a media briefing in Colombo today has further stated that it will become possible for the students who sat for this examination to gain admission to universities in September of this year. Minister Professor G.L. Piri said that crucial factors have been taken into consideration in deciding on the reopening of schools and conducting classes. He added that the most crucial factor is the safety of the students. The minister further said that they will take a firm decision on the 2nd of next month regarding the reopening of schools on the 3rd of next month. He also said that 362,000 candidates have sat for the GCE Advanced Level Examination. It has now become possible to release the GCE Advanced Level Examination results within 7 days from today. The speedy release of results would enable the selected candidates to gain admission to universities within this year and probably in September. Minister Professor G.L. Piri also said that it is also expected to reopen universities by the 10th of next month. The Cabinet of Ministers has granted approval to a proposal presented by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to ban the importation of chemical fertilizer and pesticides. Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Kehele Rambukvella, addressing a media briefing at the Department of Government Information today, further said that the Cabinet of Ministers has also granted approval to provide relief to manufacture organic fertilizer and farmers. Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Kehele Rambukvella said that it has become imperative to relieve the agriculture and the plantation sector from the application of chemical fertilizer and pesticides. It has also become decided to restrict the usage of chemical fertilizer in the cultivation of the Yalla season of 2021. The minister further said that the President has informed the Cabinet of Ministers that measures should be taken to completely ban the usage of chemical fertilizer from the Maha season of 2022. The minister also said that some groups may dislike the government's decision government to restrict the usage of chemical fertilizer and pesticides as they are one of the biggest business in the world. The minister also said that the president has personally conducted talks with the large and small and medium-scale manufacturers of organic fertilizer and received their cooperation. The minister further said that we spend annually between 500 and 600 billion rupees to eat poisonous food. He added that when implementing the organic fertilizer manufacturing program, the country would be subjected to some pressure to a period of 1 year. However, with the implementation of a methodological program, Sri Lanka would be able to fulfill its target of a country free from chemical fertilizers and pesticides. It has been decided to provide concessions to farmers and large-scale producers to manufacture organic fertilizer.
Charges have been filed against 6 accused regarding maintaining an explosive material accumulation depot in Lato's estate in Vanathavilluwa, Puttlam, and also conducting another explosive manufacturing centre. Coordinating officer of the Attorney General and State Counsel Nishara Jayaratne said that the charges have been submitted to the Puttlam High Court by the Attorney General. Coordinating officer of the Attorney General and State Counsel Nishara Jayaratne said that the Attorney General has filed charges in the Puttlam High Court regarding maintaining a centre to collect explosive at the latter's estate in Vanathavilluwa, Puttlam, and also maintaining another explosive manufacturing centre. Among the 6 suspects who have been charged in this connection are the deceased head of the National Tawhid Jamaat organisation, Mohammad Saharan Hashim, and Abu Mohammad Hastoon. The charges have been filed under 14 offences. They have been accused of punishable offences under the Prevention of Terrorism Act. It has also been stated that a written request has also been presented to the Chief Justice by the Attorney General regarding the appointment of the 3-member panel of High Court judges to investigate the charges filed.
And meanwhile, the committee appointed by the Speaker to look into the incidents that have taken place in Parliament on the 21st of April has met for the first time at the Parliament premises today. Several heated incidents have been reported in the Parliament chamber and also in Parliament premises on the 21st of April. An incident of assaulting a parliamentarian has also been reported. Member Tissa Kuttiarachi has filed a complaint at Valikada police station on the 22nd of this month regarding a confrontation between himself and a member, Harin Fernando. Speaker Mahinda Pabewodana has appointed a committee to look into these incidents and also to provide recommendations in order to prevent the occurrence of such incidents in the future. Accordingly, the committee which met today has decided to hand over an interim report on the incidents to the Speaker next week. The committee is also scheduled to meet again next week to submit recommendations on measures to prevent recurrence of such events. The committee is headed by Deputy Speaker Ranjit Singh Balapitiya. The other members of the committee are Ministers Chamal Rajapaksa, Kehali Rambukwella and State Minister Susil Premachanta, as well as parliamentarians Anura Priyadarshana, Imitiaz Bakir Makar, R.M. Ranjit Madhuma Bandara and M.A. Sumandiran. And with that, we conclude tonight news. Do it just tomorrow at the very same time. Stay safe. Good night.
Good night.